Hey guys, I thought I would film a video talking about the stick foundations that I've tried. I've only tried 2 so far, but I feel like I have a pretty decent opinion on them. Yeah, I got my hair done on Saturday, so isn't that much better? Like, when my aunt saw me, she was like, wow, you got a nice ombre going on, and I was like, yeah. I will talk about the Ulta one first. So this is the Ulta Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick. I really do love the packaging of it. I think the blue moisturizing is just so pretty, and it's very simple, very sleek. Compared to the L'Oreal one, this one is really fat and chubby, and this one is very like slim and sleek. So they're both really nice. The packaging is very functional. I haven't had an issue with the lids. I have not had an issue with the lid with this one for sure. I haven't had this one quite as long, but the lid seems to be doing pretty well so far. So I'll tell you the colors I have. In the Ulta one, I have light to medium cool, the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. I have the color Shell Beige 404, and let's see how many ounces does this one tell you. Okay, so I'm just going to give you basic info first, and then I'll kind of go into detail of what I think of these. So for Ulta, you get 0.3 ounces. So typically with stick foundations, you don't get a full ounce. You get less than an ounce. There are some that you get more ounces than others, but typically with stick foundations you get less than an ounce. I'm not really quite sure why. I don't know if it's because it's a stick formula, if they're supposed to be heavier coverage, because some of them aren't really marketed for heavy coverage when I was looking into purchasing stick foundations. So I'm not really quite sure why you don't get a full ounce in a stick foundation, but you don't. I have not found one where you get one yet, and typically with liquid foundations, cream foundations, whatever, you typically get a full ounce. So just something to kind of keep in mind. So for the L'Oreal, you get 0.32 ounces. So you actually get more in the L'Oreal one. So that's probably why, you know, this one is, you probably get more width-wise, where this is all length. So does that make sense? I don't know. You just get a little bit more in this one. All right, so for the Ulta foundation, the Ulta brand one, you pay $14 for it. So that's the base price. Ulta usually, right now, they have a buy 2 get 1 free. So, you know, you could buy like a skin tone colored and a contour color, and then a fun free item or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but that's the deal that they have going on for the Ulta Beauty brand right now. But base price wise, it is $14. And then for the L'Oreal one, it is $12.99, so $13. So the Ulta one is more for less product, and the L'Oreal one is less for more product. Just barely, not by much. So if you're looking for more product, more bang for your buck, probably the L'Oreal one. You will get more product for a hair cheaper, not by much. So to apply these products, I have used this IT Cosmetics. This is the airbrush blurring foundation brush, so number 101. So this works really great with those. I have also tried this EcoTools Beauty sponge. I always use it damp. I never use it dry. I always use it damp. For both of them with the sponge, I like actually rubbing the sponge directly onto the product and then going on my face, better than putting the product on my face and then blending it with the sponge. I don't know, it just felt easier to blend it out that way for me personally. I don't know why, but if I did use the sponge with either of these products, I would directly rub the sponge. I would directly go like this and then apply it to my face. With the brush, I apply it to my face, stripe it on, and blend it in with the brush. Alright, so I'm going to talk about these individually now. So I will start with the Ulta Beauty one first, because this was the first one that I have purchased stick foundation wise. Stick foundations are becoming very popular again. You know, it was kind of an old school thing, and they were really known to be dry and cakey and just not really great things. Like, you would see your Oma or your mom caking this onto their face and it looked very makeup-y. In general, your skin has texture, no matter what. If you have dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, your skin has texture. You have pores and you just have natural texture in your skin. So when you put something on top of that texture, you are going to see it. So nothing is going to look foolproof natural with either of these. And I think, you know, that's kind of just a general given, in my opinion. So, you know, a foundation can look very natural, but you're putting something on texture, so of course, you know, there is going to be some texture showing and things like that. So, you know, just kind of a general rule. And the more you apply, the heavier it is, the more your texture is going to show. So, just kind of something to keep in mind when you're wearing foundation in general. Alright, so for the Ulta Moisturizing Foundation, I will read you the claim directly from the website. It says, achieve a flawless and natural look with Ulta's Moisturizing Foundation Stick. This buttery formula melts into skin and provides medium coverage with a natural finish. Soft focused powders work to blur imperfections, and a combination of antioxidants, vitamins, and hyaluronic acid moisturize and nourish the skin. It's makeup. I can get all that from my skincare. And really, honestly, I mean, how true are these antioxidants? So just kind of ignore that part. The hyaluronic acid, good for them. But yeah, just kind of ignore the antioxidant. Just ignore that. So the benefits are translucent gelling polymer creates a smooth, silky texture. So let's talk about that. So this is very soft, very blendable. It really does glide onto the skin. It really does kind of blend in with your skin really well. If you build it up too much, it does start to look heavy and cakey and greasy. Medium coverage, yes, it is a pretty solid medium, depending on what. If you use a brush, you get a solid medium. Even with the sponge, I felt like I got a pretty solid medium. I don't have too many issues right now, but when I do have lots of issues, it covered them enough for me to feel comfortable. That also is a personal thing. You know, your coverage is personal on how much coverage you like, how much you have to cover. But I feel like that Ulta Moisturizing Foundation Stick was a good solid medium. I don't see anywhere where it says buildable, and I have built this up, but I always felt like this was a true solid medium coverage. I use a heavier coverage concealer to cover anything dark under eye circles that I always have, hereditary, and then any little spots. My acne spots heal with a dark mark, so that is typically where I'm covering things and finding products to cover that up. And I felt like this actually did a really great job. When I would have a raised acne spot, of course, you can tell it's raised, but it did cover the redness from it really well. So yeah, medium coverage, solid. Yeah, and very blendable, very smooth. Drying down to a powder finish, I couldn't really tell you because I didn't give it enough time really to. I felt like I set my face with powders either way, especially with something that says moisturizing, because I have normal combo skin, so I always just set my face anyway. So I've never not worn this without a powder because I don't typically do that anyway. So, yeah, if I built it up too much, it would look powdery with the powder I would set it with. So, you know, I just kind of had to be careful. But, yeah, powder finish, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Possibly, maybe. But moisturizing wise, I mean, it's not going to replace your everyday moisturizer. That's for sure. You will still need to moisturize your skin. Even if you have oily skin, you still need to moisturize your skin. So that, you know, don't expect this to be so moisturizing that will replace your moisturizer. I feel like this just doesn't cake, I guess, get dry and creasy. I guess, you know, it did settle into my fine, lovely smile, especially this little friend here, the smile line that I have there. But not too bad. Not every day that it settled. It probably just depend on how much I was putting on my face, how bad it really settled. And, you know, anything kind of settles into my fine lines with me. I've never found a miracle product that hasn't, and quite honestly, I don't think there ever is such a thing. So, you know, it's just something I deal with, just a little maintenance that I deal with during the day, just pat it out with my finger or whatever. So, yeah. This also says super soft focus powders provide a blurring effect. Yeah, it's a foundation, so it's gonna blur out because it's covering your skin. So, pore wise, my pores looked about the same. So, didn't see a dramatic difference in pores for me or blurring type things. It looked very smooth on my face. So, you know, if you're looking for something that looks very smooth on your face, this looked really smooth on me. Botanical waxes help foundation apply and blend seamlessly on the skin. Possibly. Who knows? I wish I actually knew the full list. I mean, is there silicone in this? Dimethicone. The dimethicone it's a silicone. Of course it's gonna help. That's what help blends. What else does this say? Hyaluronic acid helps moisturize and condition the skin. Yeah, hyaluronic acid typically does that, but I typically use hyaluronic acid on a damp face to seal in the water. So, you know, it could help boost a little moisture, could help you feel moisturized longer throughout the day, which, you know, I kind of did. I get dry every so often. In a rare blue moon, I'll get a few dry areas here and there, but pretty rare. But, you know, my face didn't feel dry or didn't feel like it was about to crack off with this. So, yeah, I think that's really good. And then it goes into the green tea. Green tea actually could possibly help your pores look smaller. Green tea is very beneficial in that department, but it also has to be kind of a fragrance-free type thing. And, you know, I never noticed a fragrance with this, and I don't see fragrance listed in here or any type of possible fragrant type things. Oh, chamomile. Yeah, chamomile leaf extract. Yeah, I mean that's a fragrance basically. But there's just just got some. I don't notice a fragrance at all with this. So just kind of look at the ingredients. If you are super sensitive, just be sure you look at the ingredients. I didn't find that this broke me out or anything. I'm just making, this says formulated without parabens or oil. This paraben scare. That's a whole nother video. Watch Dr.Dray's videos on parabens and you'll just be like, okay. But the no oil is nice, especially for someone who has, you know, very oily skin or normal combo skin. That's kind of beneficial. So, Anyway, I actually really did truly like this. I really did. I would have repurchased it at Ulta again, but they didn't have any that were sealed. And I always kind of feel a little strange buying unsealed makeup. I've done it before and I've opened it up to make sure that it hadn't been tampered with. But, you know, it's a foundation, and I kind of just assume people will tamper with foundations because they want to try it out even though there's testers. So that's another benefit to this product in general is Ulta usually has testers for their actual brands, so you can kind of test it. You can match yourself or have someone match you. I'm sure one of the people that work there would be happy to match you to one of their actual brands. You could probably walk around with it for a while and see if you like it. So all in all, I really did like this. I really did enjoy it, and I could definitely see myself actually getting this again because I really did love the coverage on it and the way it looked on my skin. Looked really beautiful, looked really flawless, and I really liked it. So yeah, this is something that is, you know, definitely worth checking out. I think I have normal combo skin, so I enjoyed it. So it's definitely a stick foundation that is worth checking out, and that is pretty reasonably priced. You can always use a coupon though. Right, so now I'm going to focus on the Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick Foundation by L'Oreal. And I will read you the claims of it directly from the Ulta website. So this one says, cover, define, and enhance your features with the new Infallible Shaping Stick Foundation from L'Oreal. They probably mean, you know, getting a darker color and using it to contour. I can't remember if they have contour colors. I know they have highlighters and blushes in this same type of stick application. I'm not quite sure if they have contour colors though. I feel like not. So if not, just get a little darker color. No biggie. That's typically what I do. Okay, so this says achieve a perfectly sculpted look with medium to full buildable coverage that lasts up to 24 hours. I don't wear my makeup that long. Oh, I never told you guys how long this lasts. Let me tell you real quick. I feel like a solid 8, but not 100%. So I usually get some wear and tear in my nose, chin area. I'm a huge face toucher. It's a terrible habit. But that's usually typically where things start to kind of break up with me a little bit sometimes in the cheek area, but not too bad. But that is typical with any foundation that I've tried. So that's kind of across the board for me of where I usually get a solid 8-ish hours with my foundations with some breaking up. So, you know, it is what it is. So that's how long I get out of the Ulta Beauty one. This one says 24 hours. This multi-use tool allows you to easily define features without sacrificing longwear coverage. Infallible shaping sticks are available in multiple shades to cover, conceal, highlight, and contour. Discover your perfectly defined makeup look that lasts all day. Okay, so medium to full for this one for me. I get maybe like half medium, possibly. When I did apply this, I still have it a little acne there, and it was pretty red when I tried it that day, and it didn't cover it 100% first application with either the sponge or the brush. I usually had to do a second coat, and I added the concealer on top of it to just really conceal it. So medium coverage, maybe like light medium coverage. It is slightly buildable, not 100% buildable. I didn't notice too much of a difference when I built it up. The positive thing is it didn't look super cakey when I built it up either. So for the Ulta one, I typically just did one good layer and I was set. For this one, I definitely have to do 2 layers to feel a little more comfortable with the coverage. So I give this like a light medium coverage with light buildable abilities to it, if that makes sense. It's just like, yeah, it kinda. So that's how this one is. But it is very smooth and very creamy, and it glides onto the skin really nice and blends in really easy. I don't have an issue blending it in with the brush or the sponge, as long as I use the sponge the way I told you guys I used it before. So I don't really have too much of an issue blending this in, and it does look very smooth on the skin. Noting that skin has texture anyway, it did look very smooth, and with the sponge it looked it was probably the most natural looking one that I've ever tried. With the sponge application that I do with this one, it was probably the most natural looking foundation that I've ever tried. So yeah, I really do like this one. This does have SPF in it. It is only SPF 27, so I suggest SPF 30 to 45. So don't replace your SPF with this, because first of all, you're not going to apply enough of this foundation to get the SPF 27 that they have in here. So don't rely on this SPF for your sun protection for the day, but just kind of be aware with flash photography, it could cause some flashbacks. This one, I did not see SPF listed in it anywhere for the Ulta Beauty one. So this one does have some in it, so just kind of be aware if you're doing flash photography. You might want to double check on this one and test it out for yourself with flash to see if it has a flashback. And at the Ulta I went to, and I've noticed at a few Walgreens, they are leaving samples out for you to test and to kind of match yourself up. So I did match myself up, and I felt like I actually got a really good color match. I feel like this color match looks better on me than the Ulta one. I'm actually wearing the Ulta one today. I've managed to scrape out some of the product from here and put it on my face. So this is actually the one I'm wearing today. In the past videos, I have been wearing this L'Oreal one, so if you look back in the past few videos, past 1 or 2 videos, this is the foundation I've been wearing. So yeah, I do like this, and I do tend to see myself possibly repurchasing this. I think if I had to choose on one that I would definitely repurchase, I think it would definitely be the Ulta one for sure. I do appreciate that you get a little bit more in here for a hair less. So I really do appreciate it. And I do actually truly like the way it looks on me throughout the day. Again, I get a pretty good 8 hours with, of course, some breaking up here and there in the typical areas that I break up in. So, you know, I've powdered with both of them throughout the day, and it hasn't really looked too cakey on me. But again, I think that kind of depends on the powder product that you use. I use a really lightweight one. If I want to touch up through the day, I use a very lightweight powder product, so I don't notice it getting too heavy or too cakey with them. I've used the Ulta Beauty Concealer Longwear Full Coverage Liquid Concealer with both of them, and that concealer works beautifully with both of them. I haven't had an issue with them getting weird with the skincare that I use. I use zinc. Right now I'm using zinc based only sunscreens, and I haven't noticed any issue with them pilling up on me or anything like that. So I do truly honestly like both of these, and I do recommend both of them. I think if you have more issues to cover, you may like this Ulta Beauty one more. But this one, you know, if you really hate the way foundation feels on your skin, this one you may not like it as much as this one. This one feels really actually very weightless on the skin. I can definitely kind of tell a little bit with this one. I can tell with anything because I wear a ton of makeup, but this one does really do feel lighter. So, you know, I think it's all personal preference and opinion about how you like things yourself, but I truly do like both of these, and I do recommend both of these. Scent-wise, I don't smell too much of scent in this L'Oreal. It definitely smells like makeup though. It smells like makeup. But I don't notice too much of a fragrance in here anyway. So yeah, truly like both of these. Truly recommend both of these. So you just can go to the store. Maybe you can go to Ulta and swatch both of them on you and kind of decide where to go from there. But I really like them both actually. I would probably repurchase either or, but for heavier coverage I would definitely go for this one, the Ulta Beauty one. I hope this was informative enough for you guys and helpful for you to kind of decide which one, or you know, you can get both and then decide whatever you choose to do. But yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below on what kind of stick foundations you've tried, or what kind that you think I might like. I like medium to full coverage. I typically do like more of a satin matte finish. So if there's any stick foundation recommendations that you have tried that you think I would like, then let me know in the comments. And if you have any other questions on something that I forgot to cover in this video, you can ask me in the comments and I'll try and answer that for you. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and as always, live life in full bloom, and I will see you guys later. Bye!